For our team youths today, for YiTing and JiaLi, right? Both of you are
Still youth.
yes, Hello everyone, welcome back to the third episode of YTF TV. For those of you who still don't know what YTF TV is, here's a quick summary for you. YTF TV is a 5-episode program that focuses on provocative, current-day topics that youths are interested in. This program is brought to you by the Youth Taskforce by Young NTUC. The Taskforce aims to engage 10,000 youths aged between 18 to 25 years old to find out their fears, concerns, as well as aspirations as they transit into the workforce. Sharp-eyed audiences out there might have noticed that we're in a new set today, so hopefully this conducive environment will help spark more conversations. But this new set is actually made more cozy because we have 3 new guests today. So, hello everybody. Please do a round of introductions. Maybe starting with Kelvin.
Oh, sure, okay. My name is Kelvin. I've been a media professional in the advertising and production industry for 21 years. So I own a company as well that specializes in corporate photography and also content creation. Yeah.
And you?
Hi everyone, or Takiho. My name is YiTing. I'm known as the Hokkien girl on TikTok. I'm 23 years old this year. I just graduated last December, so I'm also transitioning into the workforce.
Yeah, hi everyone, I'm JiaLi. I'm a year 2 going on to year 3 farm science student at NYP. Yeah.
Nice. Warm welcome to everybody. Yay!
Okay.
Okay, to kick things off today, right, we're going to have to ask our guests to actually pick a topic for us today. Since Kelvin, you're sitting nearest to me, you have the privilege of picking the topic that we'll be discussing today.
All right, okay.
So just use the tongue to pick one of the Yong Tau Fu ingredients out. Okay,
go ahead.
right, let me have the honors of reading it out to you. The topic today is, I didn't sign up for this, but I've got bills to pay. Right, so with this topic, it literally means we're going to be discussing like different things that youths didn't really sign up for, right? Such as when they participate in a job, when they sign up for a job, they're doing things that they didn't really think that they'll be doing, but they cannot quit, they don't want to leave because they have bills to pay, they need the money. So let's start with a simpler question, right? So for our team youths today, for YiTing and JiaLi, right? Both of you are still
youth.
yes,
Still youth.
In heart, still youth.
That's right. But the both of you are still in school, right? So I would assume that y'all don't have really a lot of like full-time working experiences and stuff like that. But do y'all have any part-time or internship or even like side hustle experience that can share with the audience today?
Okay, as a student, right, money does not come easy. So, of course, you have to find part-time jobs when you're free on the weekends and all that. So, for me, I did venture into some part-time jobs. Mostly is F&B. I used to work F&B for consistently for 6 months before I started poly.
I see.
But after I started poly, I transitioned to more ad hoc jobs, like those one-day jobs. Recently, I worked at F&B staff at J. Chow's concert for 2 days.
Ooh.
So,
Free
yeah.
concert.
Free concert. I watched the intro twice. Not free, yeah. I got free hat. Yeah, so definitely part-time jobs. A lot of students will probably have them.
Nice.
And for YiTing?
Same, I started working part-time since I was 14, 15 years old. Yeah, so it was at my best friend's place, and then afterwards I worked in F&B, I worked as a private tutor, and I also did part-time content creation. That's where my Hokkien TikTok comes in. Yeah. And for internship-wise, I've interned at 2 different places. One was American news outlet, and then the other one was a strategy consulting firm, which I'm going to be converting full-time soon.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Yeah.
So when y'all find your part-time jobs, for example, right? So y'all will go through like maybe different listings or even talk to your friend, even like your friend's company or stuff like that. And then they will probably give you a very brief description, right? Job description and stuff like that. In terms of what you're expected to do at the job. So do y'all think that job description can be trusted? And the roles that y'all do, is it really all included in the job description already?
I think job descriptions are very well wordsmithed. So they are written in a very nice way where you think so for this, I might, in your head you have a very, you fantasize about the works that you will do, but when you actually enter the task, you realize it's actually everyday mundane tasks that it's just over glamorized in the job description.
I do agree with her. The job description says one thing, but you're doing a totally different thing every single day. But for some jobs, right, some of them is the job description is really very short. like F&B jobs, you just serve and attend customers, right? But sometimes they didn't ask you to like, okay, for my personal experience, I didn't know I have to cook myself, like cook the pasta myself. So I'm like, I need to do this, man. I didn't sign up for this. So yeah, sometimes in that job, right, sometimes I cook pasta, then sometimes make my own crepes.
But do you not
so,
need the food hygiene cert?
yeah, I need
So
Okay.
that's not illegal.
Yeah.
not illegal.
Yep.
She's fully certified, guys, so chill. Okay, then maybe we pass the ball to Kelvin.
Okay.
Right, Kelvin, being a boss,
Yeah.
what is job description really about, right? If people are just gonna sign up for the job, but they're given extra tasks to do.
I think writing a job description is fairly, like you say, like well wordsmith, but we can never fully tell you the full spectrum of what you need to do. Yeah, some things like there's a process-driven method to do something, and then we can't list out everything. And so I would say the job description is maybe like 15%, 20%. The real one is when you on the job and then you get into it and then we show you how it's done. You know what I mean? Yeah, pretty much that's the way.
What was the experience like for you?
For me, I was like, okay, sorry, what the hell, man? Like, I'm like a cashier, like I serve food. I didn't expect to be cooking food. Anyway, I was like 16 years old. You want imagine 16-year-old chef serving you food.
Which place was it?
Okay.
I won't visit that place.
But yeah, it was an experience, definitely. But I wouldn't say it's totally bad, because I do like cooking, so that's a plus point. But I was still pretty unsure, like, can I even do this in the first place, But yeah, I guess I learned something from that.
I don't think I have, because most of the time when I sign up for a job, I think I always enter with the mindset that I'm just paid for my time, so I'm there to do like the things that the bosses want me to do. So I'm not too stuck out on the job description, but the onset of having a job is really like, if I don't even need to pay bills and I don't have to work, I just lie there and not do anything, right? I think it's quite a common thing in China. They call it the 躺平族. So it just, if you don't need this, then you don't have to work for it, something like that.
Yeah.
So the onset of the idea of having to work is already like, oh, we need to pay the bills.
No, I mean, for me, it's like my experience back then was younger. I was as a bellboy, carry luggage. Then I finished my shift. Then they say, hey, banquet, need people. You want to go and do? Then I'm like, so easy one. Okay, then go and try. It's not really my job description, but I'm hired for one position. But they say, here you go. And then after that, when somebody found out, they say, I can't pay you because you're on the clock as a bellboy. Then I'm like, oh man, that kind of sucked, right? So it's like 4 hours of my life gone. So it was one of those.
So they didn't pay you
No,
for
they
that?
didn't. Yeah.
What?
But back then banquet waiters were paid what? $6, $7 an hour. Today they are like, I think 15, 18, I think.
Yeah, that's quite good.
Inflation. Yeah, inflation for sure, yes. Yeah.
Nice. Actually, on like topic of Kelvin, because you're a boss here, right? Then like we do know, like, starting out a business is always not easy, right? And especially when you're like at the top now, like running the company. They always say the higher you climb, the lonelier you get.
Yeah.
Right. So in such situations, right, when you're faced with like, oh, I'm not sure if I signed up for this.
Okay.
Yeah. So like, how do you actually manage this? Knowing as well you are running the company, there's so many people under you as well.
I think you're right about it gets lonely as you go up. I agree. But I think the key word we realize that if you want to start your own company, the thing you must realize is sacrifice. I think that word is really very, very serious. If you believe that the company is there for a reason, you set up this and you want to make it work, you have to sacrifice a lot of things along the way. Personal, business, like if we talk about crisis, when pandemic hit, I have like 7 staff under me. Then I didn't take salary for 3 months until the funding came on, the support and everything. Then we made sure that the guys had a job to come back to. And then because we couldn't go out and film because of the restrictions, the SMMs, we didn't have work for half a year. So what was that? That's contingency planning. That as a business owner, you have to make sure that you have enough in the bank. You must also forecast, okay, how do we recover? How do we come out of this? How do we rebrand ourselves or improve processes? So that's dangerous. But also in the sense that kind of makes you grow up quicker. Yeah. I mean, I ran the company for 13 years. So when I started, I was 30 years old. So that was like, am I ready to do this? I asked myself when I signed up, I registered the company. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. But then again, it worked out. It worked out, yeah.
Were there times where you felt like you should just forget all about it?
Yeah. There are times when I felt like just give up, But then I look at the people that they're all with me, the staff that I hired. if I give up means all of them won't have a job. So, you know, that kind of thing gets to me. I feel responsible. Yeah, correct, yeah.
Okay, and for YiTing also, you know, like you're also a TikToker that runs a very popular TikTok page in Singapore.
Thank you.
Speaking Hokkien. Yeah, but at the same time, we also know like TikTok is also not like the most friendly environment sometimes.
Yeah.
Right? I'm sure you do get like negative comments and stuff like that. So when things like that come to you, has there ever been a time where you feel like, hey, this wasn't what I imagined it to be?
I think for me, largely because I'm quite a happy-go-lucky person. So when I first started my TikTok, it was also an accident. So I wasn't expecting to build a whole side hustle out of it. So for me, I just take a very relaxed position when I look at all these comments, because I know like, hey, you can say so much like behind your account, but you will never be like the face in front. You know what I mean? Because I mean, they can. I think it's also because of the anonymity that they have on TikTok. That's why they are so daring. Yeah, so I think it's okay, because most of the time when they do things like that, I do have followers who are very supportive, who will come out and say, you know, hey, not everything about Hokkien is just one. There isn't just like one approach to this language. There are so many varieties given how the dialect translated from, you know, the mainland all the way to the different regions around the world. So yeah, you just need to stop policing the language, and I think it will be easier for people to learn, and the environment will just be healthier.
Yeah, I remember a recent video you did with a Taiwanese guy, is it? The difference between Taiwanese and Singaporean, like Hokkien, their thing.
Yeah, I saw that video. A lot of people, they will say, oh, this is not the right pronunciation. They're trying to correct like either me or my friend, the Taiwanese guy, right? But there are just so many varieties to it, and they don't understand.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, and then for JiaLi yourself, have you been on internship before?
Internship, upcoming.
Upcoming.
Yeah.
Right. So, like, do you have any like aspirations for your internship, or have you heard any like horror stories from your friends about internship?
Wow, a lot of horror stories.
Yeah, do share.
From a hospital in a place that I shall not say,
Okay.
there's a lot of horror stories. Like, for once, my senior, he worked there as an intern for his like graduating internship, right? So he's tasked to do like, okay, for me, we're in pharmaceutical science, so we are in hospital, we are doing basically like the dispensing medication and all that. But for him, he does everything that his boss wants him to do. And you know, sometimes you have to take blood samples from the operating theater. I'm not sure whether an intern is able to do that, but yeah, he has to do that and a lot of other things. He was like very overworked. And then in the end, his grade was like not satisfactory. So he feels like he got cheated. Yeah, that's like one horror story. But there's a lot of good stories about internship, because it depends on the boss actually. If the boss is good and the people around you are like welcoming and like willing to teach you, then yeah, it will be like a very good experience. But for the slavery side, yeah, not really. Yeah.
When she talked about operating theatre, I thought she was going into the spooky side of horror, and I was like, wait, that's
No blood. Actually take blood, but yeah, no blood. But
Okay.
for my aspirations, I hope to work in a very good environment. I don't want slavery.
How about the welfare? I think welfare is also
Yeah,
very
welfare is very
important for
important.
jobs.
Yeah.
Right? Nowadays,
Yeah.
Gen Z care about welfare more than
Yeah,
anything.
I realized
Yeah.
like I think mental health is a big thing
Yeah.
compared to
correct.
about our time, no?
I heard JCs have mental health break.
Oh,
Like,
even universities
yeah.
have a mental health
Yeah.
day off as well.
Yeah, this is new to me when I understood that.
Yeah.
yeah,
There's no
like
such thing.
yeah,
in
it's
the
like
past, right?
yeah. So I was like thinking like my younger staff they were like, we have to constantly check. Are you okay? You feeling good? Wow, I can't do this. I need some time.
It's like
Okay.
helicopter parenting.
Yeah, I'm like okay. Take half a day off, you know, and come back when it is. Yeah, because
so nice.
and because you can see that they are different when the body is there but they're not there. You know, that kind of vibe. Yeah. So you don't want that on your internship, lah. I'm sure like you have to drag
Yeah.
yourself then and you're like, you know, yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, so we've talked a lot about like all the negative aspects, right? Like, oh, I didn't sign up for this and stuff like that. Like, I think the question I want to ask you all now is, when you are faced with situations where you all feel like you are super demotivated to work because this wasn't what you were expecting, how do you actually continue to motivate yourself and not give up?
You just look at the contract, you count your remaining days and you say day by day, okay.
Nice.
Look at the money. I look at your shopping cart.
Yeah, Shopee card.
Your shopping cart.
Shopee card. Oh,
The shopping cart.
Oh, not bad. Oh, this is how you guys do it. Okay.
Yeah, different way to motivate.
Yeah, I just remember myself that this will pass. And then as because you're an employee, right? Once you clock out, you have to switch off.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't subject yourself to 9 o'clock. Your boss is like, as an intern, your boss is like, hey, where are these things? No, I mean, don't. You have every right to say, my work day starts at what time. That's it. And don't get too affected at your age now, yeah, because it will happen when you grow older. But yes, how do you delegate tasks to different people? I think from an employer's point of view, we always see the person's character. If I think you can do this, or you're sociable, you can talk to people, then okay, we put this task to you. Or if it's really like you're stronger in like software, or like you can edit stuff better, you can do things better on Photoshop and stuff, then obviously we will see how it pans out. But this is also from us with experience, different people trying to fit in a group. Yeah.
Oh, and that's exactly why job description is never as it is, because it depends on the person's personality and you
Correct.
take it tasks differently.
Correct.
Yeah.
And I also believe that because we always have probation period, because there's like chemistry tests, let's see how you fit into a already existing culture. And whether the culture can also accepting of you, a different person, or so on and so forth.
There's this situation called the ideal versus the reality, right? In the ideal situation, right, you enter a job that you're passionate about and the money is also good. Am I right? So that's like the most ideal situation. You go and do something that you enjoy so much and you are being paid for it. But we know in reality, this doesn't always happen, right? So there's always this like conflict there, right? There may be a job that actually pays very well, but it's not something that you are passionate about. Comparing to a job that you are very passionate about, but it doesn't pay very well. So if given these two different situations, which one will you all choose and why?
So it's whether can passion pay the bills. Actually, I'm stuck in the exact situation right now because I'm given the choice of going down the content creation route or in consulting. Yeah, and all of my friends, they would say, just do media lah, because not everyone can do media, but most of the people can do consulting. Yeah, but I think the worry here is that yes, media might be my passion, might be the things that I enjoy doing, and it might also require lesser of my brain. But I would say it's pretty good money, honestly. But the problem here is, what about the expiry date? So how long can I take it hold for? Can I do it for another 10 years? Maybe not, right? Maybe I'll expire the next 5 years. Yeah, so for my concern, it's more about the longevity. Yeah.
And for JiaLi?
For me, right, I think in Singapore, everything, all the prices rising already. So I think I need to pay the bills first. For me, right, I think I will do the job that pays more, even though I might not really like it. Then earn the money. Then after that, maybe at the side, in my free time, I'll do like what I want. So I'll be,
So get that dough first and then
get the dough
pursue
first.
the passion.
Yeah.
Okay. And for Kelvin?
I think passion really cannot feed you. Coming from my time when I started out, I mean, I worked on so many like part-time jobs when I was like your age, you know, like carrying bags as a bellboy, all the way to like selling tickets at Golden Village. You know, that kind of thing. But if you ask me, I'm lucky that throughout my career, I managed to find jobs that I am passionate about. I really like what I do, but sadly, these jobs really don't pay well. So when I had enough of a buffer, I then did set up my own. And after that, then I truly loved it because it's true what they say. If you love something, you don't feel like you're going to work. You know, yeah, it's a lot of pressure as a business owner, but I think the hustle is real and it's more evident in your generation. Yeah, correct.
I think we are in like a pretty similar industry, and the thing about, when you talk about passion, right, a lot of people will use passion and they would say, take this job, it's for exposure. And you would say, it's your passion, so take it as exposure, but it doesn't fit you. That's why it's very hard to...
Yeah, and I think that mindset that some people actually tell the youth that exposure. You know, you're passionate about it. I love what you do, but I can't pay you. And then that's wrong. I mean, personally, I feel that's wrong. That's a very wrong idea in the workforce.
The youth's passion.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
And if you do it once, people know, people come back to you 10 more times for it. And then that takes away a bit of a soul, see?
Correct.
Yeah, and that kills your passion as well.
Exactly.
So I always believe never work for free.
Yeah. Now I know what to say.
Back to the topic of money then, like, since we are on it, right? Maybe for YiTing and JiaLi, you know, since you are students, what do you all think is the income that will be enough for someone to just enter the workforce?
Income? As in money?
Yes. So it's like, what do you
The
think is
range.
yeah? So recently on social media, there's also this like interview going out on the streets and asking like students of a particular IHL in Singapore, what do they think is
Yeah.
the
I know
their
the
starting
video.
income should be?
Wow,
So
I watched that though.
we're gonna pose the same question to the both of you.
No.
What do you think it's a high enough, like maybe starting income for someone who just joined the workforce?
3 to 3.5k. I think that's a okay amount lah. Decent amount.
Okay.
Anything below 2k is really too less lah. 2k. Yeah.
Okay. But 3 to 3.5 is your range lah. You feel that you are comfortable with. Okay. And for YiTing?
For me, I think it's very different because I pay for my own tuition fees, my phone bills, and I pay for Wi-Fi bills. I pay for a lot of my own bills since the age of 15, 16. So for me, when I was in school, every month I would make at least 1,000 from my side hustle because I give like private tuition and stuff. And I also started like some business ventures into like tuition, private tuition. Yeah, so afterwards I started to do a bit more of TikTok, and I thought that this is something that I wouldn't let go. Like even if I'm working my full-time consulting job, I will still do TikTok on the side. Because to pay for my bills, to pay for all these, I feel like I need at least somewhere near like 5 digits per month. That's for me. Because I have different bills to pay, and I have a dog, and the dog is like my own dog. So I pay for like my dog stuff also.
Right.
Yeah. So I kind of have like my mini, like I would say a lot of youngsters my age wouldn't need the same amount of money as I do because they don't pay for like bills, they don't pay for anything in the house. But for me, it's just a different case. So mine would be like maybe near high 4 digits. Yeah.
Okay. And for Kelvin, if you don't mind sharing, do you remember your first drawn pay, like what the range was?
Yeah, my first drawn pay was $1,800. Yeah, and that was my first full-time job as an assistant producer. Very first time, yeah. But my work hours were non-existent. I was in office like Monday to Sunday because I was turning around shoots for the next week and I'm the only one there.
I see.
Yeah, so I had to do literally everything. But I took it as like it's part of my
Portfolio.
training lah.
Yeah.
Training. I thought it's part of like must 吃苦, must eat
No
a
pain, no
yeah,
gain.
no pain, no gain.
Yeah.
Exactly. But I think 2008 back then when like I could buy vending machine packagings were 50 cents.
Oh,
Yeah. No, not $1.50 today, you know. So it does go a lot more way. But yeah, I've seen people, fresh grads, no experience, university, and the first interview, the first screening, they asked for these four. And then I'm like, okay,
In
that's
the video producing industry.
yeah. As an assistant producer, zero experience, fresh with a degree. But I was like, technically don't need a degree to be a producer. You just need smarts and on the job. We teach you. You either have it or don't. But yeah, people do ask for that kind of money to start. I totally understand. I mean, it's quality of life in Singapore, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
And back then, do you have any of these like side hustle or like diversify your income kind of thing?
I used to do courier. I have a little van, so I used to like pick up little boxes and stuff. Then when I don't have work, then I'll ask people like just message lah. Like back then it was SMS. Like, okay, I just drop my number, and if you need a courier from A to B, you either call or SMS me. Then I was like, okay, this is my price.
Oh my god, he started a ninja van way before.
Yeah. I had a little van, but one person was hard because I always get a lot of people asking me to send documents when it was raining. So I have a van, so it's easier to drive into like buildings, stop, pick up and run. But then nobody will pay more than like $15 for delivery. But if you're good, I can get like 3 to 4 in a day. That's okay. That's like $60 already. That's not bad. Yeah. So Wilson, after hearing from all of us, do you sign up for this?
I mean, don't sabo me lah. My boss will watch the edits.
Yeah, I heard you are the face of the young NTUC TikTok as well.
Yeah. Yes, that I did sign up for. So what do you feel about staying in a terrible but well-paying job just to pay your bills? What are your thoughts on work-life harmony? What are your thoughts on YTF TV? And what's the other topics that you would like us to discuss? Comment down below. YTF TV is brought to you by Young NTUC and Youth Taskforce. For more information on Youth Taskforce, please visit youthtaskforce.sg. Thank you for watching this episode, and follow us on our social medias and share this video to all your friends around you. Alright, with that, YTF TV, you got this. See you next time.
Bye.